Hello and welcome everyone, and it's your host Blackie here, and today we have our first ever Let's Play on the channel, and the game I've chosen for my first Let's Play is Sodden Sanctuary. It's a bit of an older game. It came out in 2016, I believe? I think it's 2016, so it is a bit older. But it's such a fun game. Like, I've been addicted to it ever since I've found it. I don't even remember how I got to it. I think it was free on PlayStation, or it popped up as a you might also like. It's one of the two. And I've just been absolutely hooked on it ever since. And I figured with the second part coming out, Salt and Sacrifice, if the release date doesn't change, it'll be out in January of next year. So anyone who's into the Dark Souls, Bloodborne kind of game, definitely keep an eye out for this one. It's a 2D side-scrolling game, but it's very sinister. The graphics are just amazing for like a 2D gameplay. And I mean, there isn't much story that you pick up on, but if you actually take a look at the lore and talk to people, you can find out a bit about it. So a lot like, you know, Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and actually pretty much any game in that direction. They're very secretive about the lore, and you only get like bits and pieces, and you actually have to look into it, which I think is really cool. So without further ado, let's get right into it and start a new game. So just so you know, I've already played the game quite a few times, so this will be rather easy for me at the beginning. There's still a few bosses I have trouble with, but nothing major. So let's create a character. I will have... yeah, let's go for that hairstyle. I will make it black. I do not want to have a beard, although I do have some fun beards. So yeah, you can have some fun with the game. I will have green eyes. I don't care. Then again, and you can look like a little orcish. They undead, I guess. Like, I guess darker skin, even darker. So yeah, you have a bit of variety in like where your character comes from. I don't even know what that is supposed to be, but it looks really cool. But I'll just go for the usual. Where is it at? Is it this one? Yes. I will be a thief, as I usually am. And I will take red shards with me. Usually I start with the stone cell sword because I play with my cousin. But you need the stone cell sword for the sanctuary so you can invite him to play. So, well, whoever you're gonna play with, not him. It could be a her as well, I guess. But because I'm gonna be soloing this one, I will take the actually, you know what? I think I'll take the Amber Idol. I'll need that to upgrade my weapon later, so I'll take that actually. Yes, let's venture forth. This world has known war for centuries, but peace is finally preciously near. We deliver the princess to the kingdom across the sea, where a marriage alliance would save us all. Failing this mission would surely plunge us into darker days. Ooh, sinister. So yeah, you sadly don't really find out much about the war or the princess and stuff, but I'm hoping like maybe in the second part they'll go more in depth on the war at least. Yeah, I'm not gonna read all of this. And if you really want to read it, you could probably pause the game or just, you know, play it yourself. Get hit. So there's actually a hidden trophy here right at the beginning. All my years of playing this game, have not yet managed to actually unlock it. Because you have to kill a boss here with basically level 1, and you only get one single try. Like, that's legit all you get. And, I mean, he isn't exactly a difficult boss. He's a bit slow, so actually the rogue is really good because he can dodge quite quickly. But yeah, we'll just give it our best shot. Maybe I'll unlock it in this Let's Play. That would be really kind of cool. The Unspeakable Deep. And by the way, this is the only trophy I'm currently missing. So you kind of get stuck in him when he's jumping. Yes. Basically already. Yeah, I have it. Thanks. That was really stupid of me. I should have reacted a little quicker. Failing this mission truly plunged us into darker days. I awoke to the sounds of waves washing on rock, and I knew I was alive. I must find the princess. And this is basically where the game starts. So, despite the first area being what it is, it's actually not really a tutorial. Like, they just kind of plunge you into the cold water, no pun intended. And you just have to kind of figure things out as you go. And this is actually the tutorial area right here. Blah blah blah. I really don't care. You basically pick a creed that you want to follow. Some have different benefits. Like the one I picked is a very neutral one. Like there's no real negative or positive to it. But there's different creeds that are like really good for a mage or really good for a paladin, or like for the warrior and stuff, because they have like more options for heavy armor or more spells, different spells. So that would be something to definitely look into before you pick a creed if you want to go down that route. Otherwise, just on the first playthrough, just kind of enjoy the game. Don't worry too much about who's what and where to go and stuff like that. Just enjoy the game for the first time. So during this Let's Play, it will also reveal a few secrets. So if you are looking to play the game, and you don't want to have those kind of like, obviously I'm gonna spoil the bosses, obviously. But if you don't want to like have secrets revealed or things like that, then I suggest not watching this and playing the game first. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that part. So that'll be the only real spoiler for anyone who wants to play the game on their own. I mean, obviously, you don't have to watch it if you want to experience the whole game fresh, with no former knowledge or anything, obviously. But yeah, I'm not going to give you tips on bosses. I'm not going to do that. Like, I'll just be playing as I usually do. Like, one or two tidbits might slip out, but no, nothing game-breaking or anything like that. Because every boss has a different strategy, and that's why I like the rogue. I think he's actually a pretty good starter character, because he's, like I said, fast, he's decently strong, and for the most part you can use dodging to your advantage with bosses. It's not every boss. There's some bosses where dodging is not recommended and it's better to block, which is this lovely shield comes in for, so the rogue can actually just do both. Oh, no, crap. I did not mean to do that. I pushed the wrong button. That happens. Yeah, no biggie. No, careful. Yes. There, it's a little shortcut. I don't think I've ever actually used it, but it is there if you do want to use it, basically. I just don't really see the point in using it, because once you're past this area and like right in front of the boss, there's a save point right beside him, so there's no real point in using the shortcut, unless maybe you die here and you don't want to run all the way to the bottom, I guess. Then that would definitely be a shortcut for you. Let's go back up. Also, I really hate that it keeps filling my inventory. I don't like that. I mean, it's nice that it does it, because sometimes you don't, well, at least I don't pay attention to what I pick up anymore. So it's actually kind of nice that it puts it into my usable item slot. That way I actually know if I have it or not, but I don't use most items in the game anyway. They're very good items for sure. I do recommend using some of them, but for the most part I use antidotes and maybe a buff, like big maybe, but I might. But yeah, other than that, I don't really use like the grenades or the throwing knives. They're really good, especially the poison ones. They're actually pretty decent. I've just gotten to a point where I don't really use it anymore. Can't see if he's dead. Yes, he is. And here we are. We're already at the boss. So let's just go straight to it. I also figured that for every single video I will have one boss. There's probably going to be exceptions where there's going to be a video with no bosses because the area is so huge, or maybe I'll have two because the area is so small and the bosses are right next to each other. But for the most part it's going to be one boss per video. I did not pay attention. Yeah, the first boss is pretty easy. He's basically like a tutorial boss. Still has his difficulty for sure. Especially when he gets to that second phase, he'll have surprise attacks that you don't see coming. Because sometimes he'll do them and sometimes he won't. Yeah, see like that one? He doesn't always do that. Yeah, see, that's it. He got me into a corner. Yeah, like I said, in the second phase he's a bit more challenging, but definitely something that if you're playing it for the first time, you'll probably have him in like 4 or 5, maybe 6 tries. That's about as much as it took me. I think I had him on the 5th try, I think. And usually I get him on the first try, but every now and again, even as a very decent player, I sometimes still get slaughtered. What happens? Like I wasn't paying attention, or maybe he did one of his surprise attacks, or something did more damage than it should have, you know, things like that. It just happen. So back. I do like it when he does that attack. But only in the first phase. If he does that lightning attack in the second phase, do not punish him. Under no circumstances try to punish him for it. See, then this time he didn't do it. Yeah, here we go. Just jump over it and roll to the side. It's the best way. Ah, see, there he did it again. I did not see it. Oh, come on. Yes. Come more into the middle. I need you in the middle, dude. Like that jumping attack, you can punish him for it, but it's a bit tricky because you have to be in the right position to do it. And like you saw earlier, he didn't, and this time he slashed afterwards. So, yeah, it's a hit and miss sometimes because you'll go in for the kill and then suddenly he does an attack that you didn't see coming. But in general, pretty easy boss. Now we go back down, pick everything up on our way. Oh, lovely stone blacksmith. Those stone figurines are the ones that you can basically offer at a sanctuary to get like merchants unlocked or different kind of buffs. Like if you have the stone guide within the sanctuary, I think you have a higher item rate or find rate. Having the leader gives you more XP. Salts, not XP. Just little things like that, so you have to be aware of what you need, because you don't have enough for every sanctuary, and you can only have up to 4 NPCs per sanctuary. Yep. No. Right, the Shivering Shore. So let's make an offering. As you can see, I have 3. I have the merchant and the cleric and the blacksmith. I won't bother with the cleric. Yeah, it gives the player a potency bonus. It tells you at the bottom of the description, but that is not something I need. We'll level up. Got 3 levels. And this is your skill tree. It's big. That's all I have to say. It's big. I think the best thing is if you just kind of discover it for yourself, honestly. But as like a basic guide, the bottom left part here is for mages. It gives you staffs, wands, and magic. Then you have the part above it that is for rogues and hunters with the whips, crossbows, bows, and daggers. Let's see. Then you have this part up here, which is like just almost straight up, is for the knight or the warrior in general, because you have pole arms, or yeah, pole arms, well, pole axes, I guess, reapers and spears, which are scythes and obviously spears, and swords as well. I believe it's light armor. No, light armor is on the left. So this is basically just a weapon skill tree, I guess you could say. Then to the northwest, northeast, you have, I believe it's the heavy armor. Yeah, this is the heavy armor perk right here. Just all the way through, plus maces and, well, great hammers and great axes, which are basically two-handed weapons. And then at the very bottom right, you have the paladin or cleric, you know, whatever you want to call him. I believe he uses maces and, zoom in real quick. Thought he had a skill for that. He has prayers. Now, I guess you just basically learn prayers, and then you can learn whatever weapon you want with it. Yeah, this gives you wisdom and prayers. So, because I am a rogue, I will actually, if you have a class chosen, you should unlock this one, right in the center of it all. It gives you an extra healing potion. So what I will be learning is swords, actually. And I need to use, yes, the pike one to unlock the next sword fighter. So if you have like level 1 sword fighter, you'll need 1 skill point. If you want to learn level 2, you need 2 skill points. For 3 skill points, up to 5. Depending on what kind of weapon you use, even within swords, they have different scalings. You should definitely pay attention to that, because there's some who have like strength and dexterity, some only have dexterity, some have magic and dexterity. You're definitely gonna wanna actually look at the weapon, what's it called, a weapon database on the Fextra Life wiki, and just look at the last level ones and see which one you want to go for, and then actually skill up for that. I do recommend actually doing that even during your first playthrough. But yeah, you have different kind of skills like strength, endurance, dexterity, willpower, magic, wisdom. I think they're rather self-explanatory. Otherwise, you can just find them in here. Like dexterity improves your attack of dexterity scaled weapons, or if you learn endurance, it increases your maximum equipment load, just stuff like that. Definitely worth taking a look at. So they also have gray spheres and the black ones. The black ones are skill points. The gray ones allow you to remove a skill point that you don't want or need anymore to turn it back into a skill point that you can distribute however you please. So I think that is actually enough for the first episode. I do hope you guys liked it, this little preview, and I'll see you all in the next video.